Welcome to the Careers by Jen podcast, episode 159. On this episode of the podcast, Jen elaborates on 9 simple ways to spruce up your LinkedIn profile. In other words, 9 ways to embellish, exaggerate, and overstate something no one will ever read.
Hey there, welcome to the Careers by Jen podcast. This is the podcast that helps you to get the job, to love your work, and to advance your career. I'm Jen Swanson. And I thought my throat was all better. It seems it's a little bit cloudy or whatever you want to say, congested. But I'm glad that you're here, and I'm really glad to have my voice mostly back. It's the middle of January when this is being recorded, and I tell you, this cold virus has been a wicked one. So many people I know have been stricken with a cold, or even worse, the flu. So I really hope that you are well and that you are looking after yourself. And if you've had the unfortunate experience of catching a bug this year already, I hope that you are resting lots while listening and doing all of the things, the honey and lemon, the oil of oregano, the vitamin C, vitamin D, echinacea, all of those things that people say you're supposed to do when you're sick. I also want to mention that our courses page, which still is at courses.communicationdiva.com, is up and running, and there is a resume course there and an interview skills course and even a marriage preparation course, which is basically a couples communication course that's self-guided. And those are open and available for you to register into. I have some coaching packages open there too, and I still have not got my Overcoming Overwhelm course done yet, but I have something like 5 live presentations or sets of presentations coming up in the next 2 weeks, one involving airplanes and rental cars and hotels. So my plate is just a little bit full. I haven't forgotten though, and I will be getting that Overcoming Overwhelm course, which will be a free course offering. I'll have that up on the site as soon as I can manage it, but probably not until February 2018 sometime. But until then, do check out the other courses that are all open for registration. You can get to them through the CareersbyJenn.com website or by going directly to courses.communicationdiva.com. I still haven't changed the name over there yet. So those are the things I wanted to let you know about. Today's topic, 9 simple ways to spruce up your LinkedIn profile. Well, kind of the same way that preaching goes, sometimes I think up topics based on what I need to be doing and paying attention to. And this is one of these topics. I know that more and more people are using LinkedIn as a resume place, as a place to put themselves out there for potential employers to see them, as a place for reference checks, as a place to make connections and find collaborations in the employment search, in the business world, in industry. And because it's a new year, and because I don't know about you, but I always find this month, January, a time of cleaning up, of clearing out, of a time to fix up, to start fresh. And so why not online? Unsubscribe from the stuff that you don't want cluttering up your inbox. Delete, delete, delete. Delete things you don't need anymore. And, excuse me, why not take a look at your LinkedIn page and see what you can do to spruce it up at the beginning of this brand new calendar year? So I've got 9 things that you can do easily, that you can do quickly to give your profile a little bit of freshening up. So here they are. I've just got them listed in no particular order. The first one is get a new and updated photo done. If your photo's a few years old or if it's not as professional as you would like it to be, consider getting a new photo done. You don't have to pay for one if you're not able to. Just be sure that you dress in business clothes or clothes that best represent how you want to be seen. And pay attention to the lighting. Use lamps if you have to, or get your picture taken outside, but be sure it's a close-up of your face, looking at the camera and smiling. Maybe have a friend take several for you, and if you can afford a professional, even better. But if not, there's an awful lot you can do on your own with your phone or with a real camera and with the help of a friend to help you update your photo yourself. Your face is your first impression, so take time to get one that makes you feel good about yourself. The second thing is to add a colorful header image. Have someone take a photo of you doing something that you love, or find a photo that speaks to your passions and says something about you. Maybe you just want an abstract art photo. But remember that photos are a visual communication. So it's an opportunity not to waste, to send a communication that fits with your goal. And this is not your face photo, not your headshot. This is the color header image that can be put on LinkedIn. Otherwise, it just defaults to whatever the blue default is. But you can upload and change that and make your profile page stand out a little bit more. I have my website logo up there, the newly designed one with the orange and the red colors to match all my branding. But if you're not a business person or a brand, then have an image that fits your interests and personality. I know, someone who loves dogs, maybe there's a picture of you out walking your dog, or there's a picture of, outside in a kayak or something. So get creative with that, and you might go through a few before you figure out one that's going to look right for you. The third thing is to update your headline. Make it interesting. Make it intriguing even. Describe yourself, yes, and the roles that you have, but add something else to it as well. Now, there is a word limit to the headline, so you do have to get a bit creative. I keep changing mine. Every once in a while I'll go in and I'll update it or I'll change it. Currently, I have a number of my roles listed, and then I added the line encouraging you to step into your success. And that's the last line of my headline, because that's what I do. So find a line or a statement or something that says more than just the titles of the roles you play. Look at what other people have written in their headlines. Here are some examples of what I found when I just looked briefly for some examples for you. Here's one that says, fill your service business with profitable clients. And then it lists the person's roles or titles. Here's another one. I save lives in Alberta emotionally and financially. And then it lists this person's roles and services that she offers. So find a phrase or a sentence that describes what it is you do or can do for others, and then add that to the list of roles and services that you provide. It doesn't have to be just teacher, speaker, author. It doesn't have to be that. You can actually make it a little bit more creative and spruce that up. And the same goes with number 4. This is the summary. Now, the summary is quite a lot longer than the headline, of course. And one of the suggestions is to use keywords that you want people who are searching for the right employee to find you with. So think about keywords that go with the kind of job or the kind of employment that you're looking for, and put keywords into the summary. You don't want to just put a list of keywords. You want to put them into sentences, but make sure that you're using keywords. So if you're looking for a job in marketing, make sure marketing is in your summary. If you're looking for a job in education, make sure education is in your summary. And you can add interesting and unique skills as well. Unicycle riding or ukulele playing or something, but only if these are true. But add a little bit of your personality into your summary. Again, the summary is quite spacious, so you can say quite a bit here, but make sure it's honest and truthful as well as being interesting. The fifth thing is to create a custom URL for your profile so that you don't have that really long jumble of letters and numbers as your LinkedIn link. Mine ends with CareersbyJenn, all together. So it's nice and it's neat and it's easy and it's branded to match my brand. So how do you create a custom URL? It's pretty easy. LinkedIn has made it so easy. And if my instructions don't work for you, then you can just Google it. But here's what I did to change mine. You go to your profile, and on the right-hand side, you will see a button that says Edit Public Profile and URL. You click on that, and then you will see that it says Edit URL. You click on the little pencil icon, and then as long as the name that you want to change it to has not already been taken, you should be able to change and customize your URL to your own name. Now, if your name is already taken, if you don't have a business or a brand, if you're using your own name, then try using your first name, your middle name, and your last name together, or maybe a middle initial, first and last with a middle initial. And then this shorter URL link will look so much nicer than having a bunch of numbers and letters after it, which is what the default is. And you can use this shorter link in your correspondence. You can put it into your email signature and all the emails that you send, wherever you would like to share it. It will be much cleaner and less cumbersome once you've customized the URL. And again, it's really easy to do this. It just takes you moments to do it, and will look a whole lot better when you're trying to share that. Number 6 is to write an article or a blog post, or better yet, write several. Add a photo and showcase your writing skills and your creativity. Maybe you just want to publish a photo that has like a meme that has some words on it, or an inspirational quote or something. It costs absolutely nothing to do this but a little bit of time, and you can do it frequently, and it can bring awareness to who you are and what you are doing. And I must admit that I very, very rarely use this. I share every time I publish a podcast. I share that in the LinkedIn, through LinkedIn, and I like other people's things and I comment on other people's things, but I have only written a few blog posts or articles that have actually been published as posts through LinkedIn. And I don't know if I forgot about it or I just ran out of time to do all the things that I'm doing, but it has been a long time since I published something. So I actually took a blog post that I had written on Careers by Jen not that long ago and repurposed it and published it out through the LinkedIn, and people were looking at it, and I got different people looking at it that have never seen my stuff before. So if you've got something that you want to showcase that is related to your work, if you want to write an article on your industry, whatever it is, you have that ability to do that through LinkedIn and to get people seeing your writing and seeing your thoughts and seeing what you've got to offer. So pay attention to that. It's free, it's easy, doesn't cost anything for you to do, and people viewing your profile will see your posts and will also be able to see the things that you share and you comment on as well. The 7th thing would be to join a LinkedIn group and to get busy connecting and commenting and being active. If you haven't done this before, I suggest that you join groups that fit with your interests. So be careful what it is. Join groups that fit with your experience and what kinds of work that you're looking for if you're using LinkedIn as a way to collaborate and connect with people and possibly find work. Groups that you belong to do show up in your profile, so join groups that will benefit your overall message. And the best part of it is, who knows, you could make some great connections through the groups that you join if you engage and get active in them, and you might actually find work through those connections. Because honestly, the job search game these days is all about relationship, about networking, and about connections. And so this is one way to, it's kind of like speed dating, I would imagine. I've never done that, but you're narrowing it down until you are only connecting with the people in the industries that you are interested in working in and collaborating with. And so you narrow the pool, and you might find it quite fascinating. You might find the articles and the conversation that people are having with one another fascinating, and who knows what connections will be made. And that's actually the whole purpose of LinkedIn is to find people in the same kind of industry and make connections and link with them, right? So that is an important thing. Join some LinkedIn groups and get busy and get active in those groups. The eighth thing is to not forget about volunteer work and other kinds of experiences that are outside of paid employment experience. Charitable organizations that you belong to. Maybe you're on boards of organizations. Maybe you belong to community groups. All of these things add to the story that is you. So you don't want to waste the opportunity to add these in to show a more rounded you. Any awards or recognition that you've received, community service awards, whatever it might be, this is a place to include that. Hiring managers look for people who excel, and so this can be an important place to include the awards and the achievements that you've received in areas that are related to what you're doing, and even in areas that are not. Like I said, volunteer work. You might be volunteering in some area that has nothing to do with the industry that you want to work in, but volunteer work is really highly valued by hiring managers because you're not doing it for the money. You're not doing it for the typical reasons. You're doing it for other reasons to help. And so it's very, very important to include anything like that in your profile. So don't forget about volunteer work and charitable experiences. And the last one is number 9 is to ask for recommendations. Connect with others who know you and who know how you work, not just in your paid employment, but also in your volunteer and your community work. And see if you can ask those people to write you a recommendation. These carry a lot of weight and can help hiring managers get a better sense of who you are and how you might be right for their company. And then if they want to check you out and talk to your quote-unquote references before they invite you in for an interview, they can do that because the people who are writing the recommendations are presumably also LinkedIn people, and their whole profiles will be there as well. So it's a good idea to ask for recommendations, and from a variety of employment situations or volunteer situations that you have had. And I've tried to get one from almost every situation I was in the recent past, work-wise, but I could ask for a number more. There are many more people I could ask to write me a recommendation. Again, it just takes time to do all of this, but it's a really good idea to get more up-to-date ones as well. There are other things that you can do for your LinkedIn profile. Make sure your experience is up to date, that you're not missing anything, and that your experience is current. Delete things that are no longer relevant to what it is that you're looking for in a job. You don't have to list everything going all the way back to your high school jobs. You can go back through and cull things if you want to, and keep that information somewhere else. But it doesn't all have to be on there. You can go back and take a look at what would be the most relevant and make sure things are up to date, and that the descriptions of what it was you did at those places are complete and flushed out, and are also highlighting the kinds of skills you want to highlight if you're looking actively for work. So you want to make sure that, if you're looking for a job as an event planner, that in any of the things that you've done, you mention anything that you planned as part of your work. And so again, tailor this like you would a resume. Tailor it toward the industry that you are hoping to get into, as long as it's true, as long as it's honest. You don't want to embellish beyond belief. You want to make sure it's true and accurate. But so those would help. Some of the other things you can do with LinkedIn now is you can add some visuals. You can add a SlideShare show. I think you can add a video. You can add images of you doing things. So there is a place to add media. I think I've got a link to my book that I wrote up there. So you can do that as well, if those things would be helpful to the kind of work that you're seeking. But start with the 9 things that I've shared with you. I'm going to recap them for you quickly. Update your profile photo. So that's just the photo of your face. Make sure it's current and it gives off, it's a first impression. It's the first impression people have. So make sure that it's a good one. There are some people out there on LinkedIn who still have no no photo uploaded. And that's not cool, because it's not that hard to do it, and it speaks volumes as to whether or not your profile is complete. So if you don't know how, if technology is difficult for you, then get somebody who can help you, because it really doesn't take a long time to upload a decent picture of yourself. So update your profile photo, update your header image. And again, that's not critical. It's just an added nice little bonus, and it helps with the first impressions. If you only have a small amount of time, I'd say do the face photo first and leave the header image to another time. Write a catchy headline. Spruce up your summary and include unique skills and some of your personality. Create a custom URL that you can then include in your email signature and link to easily, and it looks neat and tidy if it's your name and not a whole bunch of long numbers and letters. Write an article or a blog post or a picture or a commentary on something that is related to the work that you're looking for. And join some LinkedIn groups and get engaged and chat and conversation and add some value to what they're talking about, and you'll get noticed. Include any volunteer and community service work and any awards that you might have in your profile, because those are also important and they tell the bigger story about who you are. And ask other people for recommendations. It's like asking for references, but a little paragraph recommending you as being an expert or being very skilled in whatever it is that you're doing. Once you get all of that done, your LinkedIn will be all spruced up and ready for a new year. You'll be way ahead of a lot of people out there who don't, as I said, put pictures and don't bother to take time with this. And you'll stand out a little bit too. If you want help getting a job search going, I've had loads of people go through our free 5-day Jumpstart Your Job Search Challenge. And it's absolutely free. You can join by coming over to CareersbyJenn.com, clicking on the image of me in the right-hand column. It's me pointing up to words. And if you click on that image, it's a beige, like sort of a coffee color photo. If you click on that, you'll get a form that asks for your email. It's absolutely free. And each day for the next 5 days, you'll get an email into your inbox that will ask you to complete one task. And so each day you complete one task. By the end of 5 days of the challenge, if you've completed all 5 tasks, you will be so much better positioned to jump in to your job search with both feet. So come on over to CareersbyJenn.com and join the free Jumpstart Your Job Search Challenge and get yourself kick-started to get going on a job search. That's it for this week, my friends. Until next time, this is Jen Swanson. Thank you so much for listening.